Good day. Throw some letters first. Hello, hello, it's Lara Joe. We're doing collective reads here. Just getting some letters out to start. So we have it, toned, do, and lace. Or lace. And the bird. So, hello, hello, I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. We're going to do, like I say, some collective reads. Just starting out the energy right now. How are you doing? It's a feisty, spicy, fiery day today. Oh, we're going to start with the Kipper. So let's see what the collective energy is with Kipper. Let me actually sit down a little bit further. Hold on one second. Okay. All right. Okay. Distant horizon. So there's something coming, but it's taking its sweet, sweet time. Let's see. As Abel comes up to join us. Okay, so distant horizon. There's something coming. Let's see what information we need up off of that. I don't know. She's going crazy down there, Abel. Ooh, okay, so someone is leaving us. And I did see lace or lace to start out. So someone is leaving us, and maybe not necessarily in a natural way. And some of you may not be surprised by that. Okay, so we have coffin with endings. It's time to say goodbye. Sarah Brightman. There's concern going on. Let's see what else. People know that. And okay, so if we go on lace, and it's like people know endings are coming for them because they've been playing with things they shouldn't be playing with. They know that the end is nigh. The end is near for all of their bad behavior. Let's see if anything else from this. Okay, thief. All right. So there are endings and there's concern for a thief. This is coming. I know it feels like it's far, far away, but it really isn't as far as you think. So endings and concern about a thief coming up. And like I said, we did get lace, so it feels like whatever they've been trying to steal, they've been using substances to help maybe make you not remember or make your body react. Yeah. Okay, an imprisonment on the bottom. All right, let us see if anything else. Okay, lovers. This is having to do, this is a couple. They didn't work alone. Okay, whoever was stealing, and there's endings, they've had an accomplice on it, okay? And that is being found out. Let us see if anything else. All right, guys, if you're coming in and you want answers, we're doing collective reads. So interacting helps kind of like bring that channel of energy. So if you are in and want answers, tap in the like button, commenting, interacting, reciprocity. Otherwise, if you're in and you're not getting anything that resonates, that's because there's none of your energy coming forward to bring anything in. So mature woman, this is that meddling mama feeling. Like a meddling mama worked with other people to steal something from you, and that is coming to that end. Okay? And this is also, if you go back, okay. Apparently I said something that hit a nerve because the animals, the guardians, come to protect. Okay, so main female and wealthy man. Yeah. Okay, so remember how I said they didn't work alone to try and steal from you, to bring endings to you? It's wealthy man, main female, and mature woman. So this is a collaborative effort, and they're not on the bottom family room. So homes, inheritances, scandals, like this feels very much like family skeletons coming out the closet. Ooh. Hey, Alcatraz. Okay, toil and labor. Yeah, they've watched you struggle while they were eating steak. They watched you struggle while they were out having fun. Like they were on their phone on the beach laughing at like what they had sent to you. That's not cool. And despair. And the tide just always turn, babies. Okay. So let's see if anything else. Thank you, Alcatraz, for visiting. Okay. Well, toil and labor wine to come back out. My hands are fumbling. Alright. Let us see if anything else. Alright. Pathway. The pathway is going to be revealed for you. Alright. And we had mature man and gift. Okay, so we're getting on that pathway to get a huge gift from someone. And again, this feels like something was left to you in an inheritance, and that is coming forward. So, hey, Gabby girl, how are you? Okay, we'll take that whole chunk, and then I'm about to, thank you for giving me likes, baby. I'm about to, I think, switch decks, but let's see. Oh, girl. That situation that I was kind of communicating with you about just got really spicy. And unexpected wealth on the bottom. So we're going to take that, but I got a whole stack. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we got coffin. We know that there are endings. This has been coming out. This is the second time it's come out. Despair. So coffin and endings, despair. House, main female, main male. Okay, so they were trying to steal a house. This is a couple energy. And then we also do have marriage and mature man. So this could be putting us all into false paperwork is what all of this feels like. So, okay. Unexpected wealth on the bottom though. We'll take it. And Gabby, you missed it. I just had 3 cats like right up on me like a minute before you popped in. I was like, okay. The guardians decided that they wanted to flock to me, so apparently I said something in the live that upset something, and I was like, oh. So that's another part, Gabby. When your kitty flocks to you, they're trying to protect you because cats help transmute spiritual attacks. I've seen cats do it. I've watched my cats catch them. Yep. So first off, cats are natural healing crystals. Like they're natural walking crystals. So when a cat is sitting on you and purring, that's because they are that's a healing harmony or healing frequency, and they are healing you. So cats also, if there's like a lot of illness in the house, cats will absorb that illness so that you don't take it. That's why I love the cat distribution system. That's why I talk about cats being our guardians and our ancestors. Zion, if you want to ask your question, you can. We'll answer. Other than that, we're hopping back into collective. So if you want to ask a question, and then we'll talk about it. Yeah. Kitties are so beautiful. And, like, they help heal. And I know, you know, like, during the Middle Ages, thank you. During the Middle Ages, you know, when the plague went through and they thought women with cats were witches, thank you, Zion. So you're in the perfect place. I am the guardian of guardians, so I have 1 million cats because they all have, like, their own personalities, which one of my kitties is about to pop up. When the plague went through and the women that had cats didn't pass and they thought they were witches, it's because the cats would eat the rats and they wouldn't get sick because the cats would eat the rats before the plague was spread. So that's that other part of it too, is cats come to be guardians over us. When they say like a cat nap, and cats, I can't believe I'm so on this topic, but I love it. They have a third eyelid. So they have a membrane so that when their eyes are open, their eyes don't dry out. So they actually have 3 eyelids. Yeah. I'm sick of the labels as well. But when they do that liminal, you know how they're kind of half in, half out, they sleep all the time, but it's cat naps. It's because they are one paw in, and this is why I talk about being a road, crossroads, because I, like the cat, I have 1 foot in the real world, you know, I also have 1 foot in the liminal spaces and or spiritual world. So that's how cats are too. Like, they're constantly, that's why they sleep so shallow, is because they're in this realm, but they're also in the spiritual realm. It's like, you know, when the cat like stops and they're just staring at anything, they're staring at spirits. They're staring at interdimensional beings that we can't see. So, all right, Zen, did you want to ask your question, baby? And hello. We're talking about cats. We're talking about spiritual energy, collective reads, but cats just happen to pop up. Hey, son, how are you? We have community on the bottom, so that is the goal, guys. Find your tribe. Will R date you again? It feels like there's a lot of growth that needs to happen. Like, on both parts, not like on his or R. I'm not sure if R is a boy or girl, but it feels like a boy. But it feels like he's like stuck in that 5-year-old like temper tantrum. I feel like there's some real conversations that need to happen. Let me know if that fits and sits. Okay, so yeah, no, that's like, baby, we don't, okay, so when we are on the path, right, we want healing, we want love, but we can't have a cake that's not cooked fully. So even though we may want someone, if they are not done doing their healing or their baking or whatever, we don't want to be with them because it will make us sick. Just like when you eat batter and it's not cooked because they eggs, it makes us sick. So the same thing with people. We don't want to date unhealed people. We don't want to be unhealed people. We don't want to date unhealed people. And honestly, I'm going to give you an insight. When you start doing healing, you will heal out of people that you once thought you loved. Like, you'll get to a certain point and you'll look back at them and you'll be like, what the did I ever see in them? It's kind of like, you know, when you look at like your dating roster and you go, was I on drugs? Was I drinking? Like, why did I date that person? You look back, but that's because once you get that time, that space, that distance, that clarity, you realize you're like, oh, that person was not for me. So babies, what I always tell people is, you know, love you, date you, especially if you're single right now, date you. Take yourself out to the movies, take yourself out for dinner, like go see that movie you want. And then that way, because I'm one of those people, like, I'm a Libra, so we get the indecisive rap. And really what it is we try to balance scales. So if, you know, like something's too far one way, that's why we're indecisive, because we always try to find fairness and balance. And it's a bad rap for us. It's not true. We're just flexible until we're not. But this part of it, it's like, I'm indecisive. So I'm out trying the places that I want to eat. So that way when I find my man, I don't have to say, I don't know where I want to go. I'm going to be like, no, bitch, we're going here. This is what we're getting for dinner. This is what I love. You better have these flowers because I know what I want. And that's the biggest part too, is when you know what you love and you want, and you will not accept any less than that, you will not let anyone who's not the right vibration date you. Because you'll be like, ew, no. Like, once you learn how to love yourself, you will not let anybody love you less. You'll be like, so for me, like, I love to buy myself regular flowers. And, like, if a dude can't buy me regular flowers, like, if he can't match what I do for myself, he doesn't have a leg to stand on or a pot to piss in. So, hopefully all of that makes sense and gives you courage. And because we do have wealthy man on the bottom. And somebody had just said earlier, they're like, when you say yes to yourself, the universe will say yes to you in more ways. So if you say like, hey, that really isn't for me, and I'm going to say yes to me, like what I want, what I love, what makes me happy, the universe will be like, okay, stand on business, and we're going to reward you for staying on business. It feels hard at first. I've had this too. Like, I'll have like a dating offer and be like, yeah, it's just not, I'm not like I'm like So then I say no, and then something better is presented because I had the discipline to say, hey, this isn't what I want, this isn't what I need, so I'm going to wait till the right comes along. Okay? So, like I say, once you heal to a certain point, you'll never allow anybody else to treat you a certain way. You'll be like, yeah, next. Bye. All right. Sudden wealth. Okay, so say no to everything that isn't, like, aligned. Sudden wealth. When you start saying yes, you start getting the payoffs. So, okay. Let us see if anything else. All right, guys, if you are getting messages, please tap the like button if it's making sense and resonating. Thank you, Mrs. Green. So we get that channel going. High honor. We do have sudden wealth and a high honor. Let's see. I'm going to jump decks. We're going to hop into tarot for a minute. And then we may go into another oracle deck. Let's see. Tarot-wise, what's going on? Okay. All right. I love these cards, by the way. Okay, so Chanel, we're doing collective energy reads, but here's what I'm going to tell you is that this is the card that kind of flew out, so you're going to have to listen and see how it fits and applies for you, because it is collective energy, which means that more than one person is getting a message. If you want personals, that's done through my booking site, which is Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/Siren Song Lover. I do Reiki, sound therapy, inner child healing, personal readings, one-on-ones. I get great feedback. People love one-on-ones. So, Five of Swords, escaping the mental prison. This is it. We're like, you know what? There are no more mind games we're going to play here, which was kind of the vibration that was already coming out, right? So, Five of Swords, we're like, if they're leaving me stuck, stagnant, questioning, that's the other part. Someone that wants to be with you will be with you. So, if they wanted to, they would. I know nobody loves to hear that, but if they wanted to, they would. Like, our grandparents, our great-grandparents were writing letters to the women they loved, and those women that they loved were at home waiting for said letters. The fact that someone can't even send you a text that takes 10 seconds, and we have so many ways to connect with each other, you really have to start bringing up the bar, because the bar is in hell. Like I say, like, I mean, I'm an old school kid. I used to have to go to the payphone at school with a quarter and page my boyfriend to tell him I love him at lunch. Because that's how we did it. So these people that, like I say, you can't even take 2 seconds to send a text, I find that bullshit. And I don't, like, men that, oh, I'm nonchalant or I don't text, I'm like, no, that doesn't work for me. Like, you have to be willing to say, hey, yes, thank you, Mrs. Green. Yes, because we, like I say, like, we have so many ways to connect, and you can't even take a second to say, hey, I'm thinking about you, or my day's going good, how's yours? Anything? No? Okay. So the bar for standards is in hell, guys. Let's start raising it, please. Because it isn't too much. Hello. It isn't too much to ask for the bare minimum. And the fact that we don't even get the bare minimum is, no. We need to start raising the standards. And here's what I tell people also, hold the labor, not the line. Like, if you're in a domestic situation, you're not getting your needs met, withhold your labor, withhold your love, withhold your energy until your needs are met. And if they don't like that and they want to move on, let them, because they'll choose an easier person, yet that easier person isn't actually easy. It's kind of like when we eat McDonald's because it's inexpensive, it's fast, it's easy, but then the actual health ramifications long term are not easy. So if they want to go be with a lesser person, let them, because they're going to learn the value of that. King of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, very fiery, very passionate. Yet, if they're playing mind games, right? I always say the divine's not going to send you questions. Like, I had to tell somebody yesterday, they're like, is this my person? I was like, first off, it feels like there's control issues here. Second off, I go, because there was infidelity. I'm like, the divine's not going to send you someone else's partner, period. Like, if you think that twin flame, and this is the other part, people want to say, oh, she's my twin flame, he's my twin flame, and it's merely just an excuse to cheat on their partner. It's not, like, there are a lot, and I've watched it with a lot of people, like, they say, oh, they're my twin flame, but I'm like, no, you're just wanting to use it as an excuse to cheat on your partner, and you're using a spiritual practice to bypass your morality clause. Yeah. Girl, you and I need to catch up. Like, you and I need to catch up. So, is that... directed directly at me, Gabby? Or is that something in your life? Because I need some clarification on that. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, but that's the thing. Oh, okay. So here's the part that I love. But, so do you know why it hits me? Because I've been hearing that echo, and I was like, and you know how you said the other day, you could see, like, a being playing with my hair? I've been hearing that for a while, and something I said really inflamed, like, chapped his ass today. So when you said it, is, like, you said it, and I was like, are you picking up what I've been feeling? But, okay, so, Gabby, I'm going to tell you this. No man that ever does us dirty goes on to live a better life. Like, experience, track record tells us. Like, my ex-husband, my first ex-husband, actually, and even my second ex-husband, they bounce, like, my first ex-husband, it was our first marriage. We were 22, you know, young and dumb. And, I think he's up to like 5 ex-wives now. And even though I've been separated and away from him for 18 years, I've been getting calls from Arizona looking for him because apparently he has a big case on him. So I'm like, those dudes never go on. Like, they try to get like the Temu version of us, but never can. And I've watched it happen with like my male friends. I've watched it happen with my exes. They do me dirty and then they try to find me in someone else. And then that person next, like, completely like nosedives their life. And I was like, bro, I told you what would happen. Yeah, no, they go on to find like the copycat. And you was ironic, like the new wife for this one, yeah, which is gross. Baby, you need to block him. Please block him for your own sake. And we can talk about that on the other side, because it's not, and I had to tell somebody today, with one of their situations, this was on Facebook in like a public community forum. I was like, if he's out there watching your statuses like a hawk, you need to gray rock, because they'll get obsessed and then they'll start showing up in places where they're not supposed to be. And I have a million stories on that, because I have a million men that I had to go no contact with, and then they would show up at the restaurant right by my house trying to catch a glimpse of me when they never went there before, nor is that on their path. So, in various other places where they show up and they're not supposed to, and this was a comment I had made the other day. Every time they show up where they're not supposed to, they're one step closer to making you a forever sleeping beauty. So every time, and, you know, people want men to be obsessed, or people want women to be obsessed. I'm like, no, the more unhinged they get and the more they show up in the places they're not supposed to, the more dangerous it is for you, especially as a feminine. Okay? So that's why I harp big on that, because I did have the obsessed dude who then turned around and his girlfriend, and I had been trying to warn like all of the community about him being off his rocker and not, you know, he should be, yeah. So, I know that's that. And Mrs. Green, can I tell you, when you actually do block them on your socials, because I had to block my ex, and my ex would still show up, and my brother, I've had to block my brother, and they still try and find ways to show up, but it's every time they show up, blocking them again. Because they have no right, no business, like, because you went on to live a happy life, you get married, and he went on to marry and divorce, and that's his problem, not yours. Men, like, women cry first, men cry longest. Because, yeah, they do bounce to the next version. And I bet you, Gabby, like, that next version of you really was, like, that was probably more like the Wish version. his next ex-wife. So they don't win by doing us dirty. Okay. Knight of Wands, Page. So Knight of Wands, that's being very fiery, passionate player energy, but getting us burnt out. So Four of Wands, Nine of Cups. This is all beautiful energy. Once we finally slam the door on that player energy, because like I said, we had that Five of Swords. We're like, we can no longer, like, we see the circus, we see the monkeys. We don't need to buy a ticket. Because then you get to focus on your happiness, your love with Four of Wands and Nine of Cups. This is happiness, wish fulfillment, stability. Four of Wands for me is always union. Think of four walls of the house. That's why Four Wands, or even 1-1-1-1, 11-11, those are all, that's the foundation, that's the base. So once we cut off, then we get to sit in that beautiful energy, and I love that. So yeah. Okay. Four of Coins on the bottom. All right, let's see what else, if anything. Okay, Nine of Coins. So yeah, when we focus on our happiness, we bring in 9, and this is another 9, because 9 of Pentacles, we had 9 of Cups. This is like wish fulfillment and financial abundance, our home, our foundation. Yet we have to cut those people out. We know the circus, we know the monkeys, we know the ringleader. We do not need to buy a ticket to the show, because we know how it always ends. So save your resources for a better time. Yeah? And this is the other. Stop spending money on people that don't actually care. Oh, Gabby, I'm sorry, girl. You know, I've been having, with just me personally, I've been having a lot of connectivity issues. And like I say, I got my kitten, which is not around. I know I've been saying things the last few days that have been infuriating people, and I don't care, because my kitten scratched me, caught me with her sharp ass nail, because she doesn't normally do that, but she actually jumped, somehow caught my lip, caught it in 2 places and cut it. And I was like, yep, I know when I'm having connectivity issues or aggressiveness, or like I say, accidents, that's I'm on the right path. I'm saying things that are, you know. Okay, girl, so what came out was 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, and we had the 5 of Swords. So once we finally say, hey, anything that is not helping our happiness, it's got to go. So because it brings in that financial stability, it brings in that love stability, it brings in our home, like that happily ever after. That was the other part that I was saying. So 4 of Wands, because you think 1-1-1-1. That's what I'm picking up right back here, baby. So when 4 of Wands, that's our home, that's our stability, that's each wall for the house. Okay. And when you see 1-1-1-1 or 11-11, that's a master builder number. So anytime you see 11-11, you know, like, I'm building my foundation, I'm building my happily ever after, because our house starts with 4 wands. It starts with each of the walls. And also when you think of 4 of Wands in union, what it is you have 2 parts, they have 2 parts, and you bring them together to create your foundation. So cutting out anything that is not helping grow. So that's why I said block him, because it gets dangerous, first off. But second off, it's like, if you truly want that stability, that happiness, we have to make no room for other people to insert themselves. And we do have on the bottom Queen of Pentacles. So we're sitting in that beautiful, nurturing, abundant, stable, fertile energy once we say no to the fuck shit. Okay. All right. King of Cups. Let's see what the King of Cups. Crystal. It doesn't feel like Rosemary's around you. It actually feels like it's someone else. Like a young male. Let me know if that resonates, because it feels like there's a young male around you. Not necessarily your aunt. Leave an offering for your aunt. Like whatever her, if you want to connect with your aunt, leave an offering, like her favorite candy or her favorite drink, and then start the conversation with her. It could be. You'll have to put it where it fits. Was Michael Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio potentially? Like a water sign? Because that did come out. Empress. Okay, so again, sitting in that beautiful, fertile, abundant, this is Venus, so this is love. Empress is love. So when you have Empress, you are sitting in that beautiful, fertile, you're bringing in everything you want. Because, you know, the queens are great, but Empress is the head bitch in charge. The boss babe, right? She's, think Divine Mother, so Divine Mother, that very abundant, fertile, can make a whole freaking meal out of scraps. Although it's better if she has better supplies, but can make something out of nothing. So that's that beautiful energy. And like I say, it's Venus, it's Taurus and Libra energy. So finding that balance, finding the stability. Okay. Beautiful energy there. Okay. Oh gosh. All the beautiful feminine archetypes are coming out, okay? So we have High Priestess, which is highly intuitive, being tapped in. So Pisces energy, being tapped into your emotions. We also have Moon, which is Pisces, and Cancerian energy. So again, very emotional, very tuned in, tapped in, turned on. And with High Priestess, this is knowing without knowing, which is always like a weird thing. That's the thing I was going to say the other day, Gabby. I was feeling some sort of way. I declared something out loud, and I was like, universe, I go, prove me wrong. Like, I'm so tired of being proven right. Prove me wrong. Nothing. And then I said, okay, fine. Prove me right. And then something fell on the floor right behind me. I was like, cheeky bastard, this universe. Hey, Oteria, how are you, babes? Hello, hello. We have beautiful High Priestess. We have Empress and Moon energy. So knowing with the Moon, though, that while super emotional, things have been hidden from us and kept from us. And this is also knowing that whoever has been working against us has been utilizing the moon cycles and the rhythms. So you'll notice, like, around moon times, like full moons, new moons, you may feel extra pull. That's because, again, your intuition's trying to let you know that there's something going on. There's something happening here. I may have to turn that on. Okay, Queen of Wands on the bottom, so we know we're in. We know we got that fiery Sagittarius, Aries, Leo energy. Let us see, what if anything else out of this? Okay, girls, if I go grab the singing bowl, are you interested? Are you interested if I grab the singing bowl, I guess? Okay, 5 of coins. Okay, so out of you two, pick a number 1 through 7, both of you. And it can be the same number, but pick a number 1 through 7. And then I'll move accordingly. Okay, so we have the Star and 5 of coins. So we have been left out in the cold. And the Star is, we are coming out of that. We're rising above. We're tapping into our emotions. Beautiful. Okay, so give me a minute. I'm going to go run by the restroom for a minute. Okay, Carla, pick a number 1 to 7. It can be either of the same numbers as the other girls, but if you pick a number 1 through 7, I'm grabbing singing bowls. Okay, so I have 3 and 6. And then, Carla, if you want to drop a number, I'm going to run to the restroom. I'll grab the 2 bowls that you guys have requested. Hey, baby. And then we'll do some sound therapy, okay? And Twitch, if you have any number you want to drop, if you're watching, you can. Perfect. So I will grab 2 bowls. I'm going to run to the restroom. Give me like 2 minutes. I'll be BRB 3 and 6. Okay. Cool. I'll actually grab those bowls really quick. And 3 is a spectacular choice, babes, because that's your solar plexus. And 6 is your 3rd eye. So gorgeous choices. Okay. BRB. All right. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for the patience. Okay. So we're going to start with 3, which is the solar plexus chakra. That's our internal sunshine, especially because we may still be in the dregs of winter. Sometimes we need to find our sunshine where we can. So let's do, like I say, solar plexus. This is number 3. This is right here. So think of your gut area and how we hold our anxiety there. So when we open this up, this is helping us kind of knock off the dust of like those doubts that other people have thrown onto us, because the sun shows up every day, whether we want it to or not. Just like you show up every day, whether you want to or anybody else wants you to or not. But this is helping you kind of knock off any of that aura dust from your solar plexus. And then Gabby girl, I've got the third eye chakra for you, and we'll talk about that once we get to that point, babes. So solar plexus, this is the I believe mantra. So you would put I believe here, like I believe I am worthy, or I believe I can do anything like that. Okay. Hey, Erin, perfect timing, babes. We're doing some sound bowls. If you're interested into that, I got you. We're doing the solar plexus. And remember, I believe. So I believe whatever you want. So take a big breath in. Blow it out. I believe I am worthy of happiness. How are you ladies feeling? I'm going to ring another time. So when you're ready, you'll take a big breath in. Let all that stress go. So breathe in, Oteria. So breathe in, because I feel like you may be carrying tension kind of down low. Breathe into that space and make room for love, healing, and breath. Solar plexus, I'll do one more time, and then we'll do the third eye. Okay, so Erin, you missed that whole part. This is your stomach area, but that's in, so bad I get you. That's why I was like, wait, let's do another one, but breathe into that area because it's going to make space for that. Erin, this is our internal sunshine. This is how we identify with the world. Think of anxiety, how we get stomach aches from anxiety. This is knocking some of that icky off of there. It's like taking, I always say sound is like a massage for your aura to release any tissues. You know how like when you get a massage and it releases pain and tension and I want to say acids when you know, it's releasing that. Just like that for your aura. So let's do one more with the solar plexus. And like I say, this is the internal sunshine. So this is helping you find that light within you again. Let's think of it as like knocking a shadow or knocking the cold off of your internal sunshine. So I believe, and you can put whatever without mantra you want. I believe I'm worthy. I believe love is all around me. I believe whatever. That's your internal sunshine. It's overriding that programming you were taught with. Okay, so let's take a big breath in, blow it out. Yes, if you can drop sunshines in the comments, that would be much appreciated. Emojis with the sunglasses works too. Thank you. right. Ooh, we get to okay, Gabby girl, you picked the perfect one with the third eye. And that's why I don't tell people what the numbers are, but I do say, like, pick a number because you intuitively are going to pick what we need. But so solar plexus, how are you guys feeling? And let me know if you want more of this going down into the, yeah. So, but baby Erin, this is where it's like a self-guided pace. So when you come to me and you know you have lots of ick to release, you go at your own level. If you get to the point where you're like, oh, I don't feel good, then go breathe, rest, drink water, meditate. Be easy with yourself because sound does bring a lot up to be released and let go. And we are not meant to like try to release it and then like push it back down. We're meant to like let it roll through you. So yes, when you feel it shaking, moving, twitching sometimes, and sometimes sound will make you vibrate. People are like, oh, I feel vibration. I'm like, you're meant to, because it is exciting the cellular memory. Like this, it excites the water within your body and helps you release. So yeah, solar plexus. Let's move on to third eye. Okay, so third eye is your pineal gland. Okay, this is your seat of intuition. Every organism on the planet, except for I think like one invertebrate, there's like very few, have a pineal gland. Okay, so pineal gland, the third eye, and how they trick us to not be able to follow our intuition is by calcifying our pineal gland. That's done through our food, that's done through our music, that's done through everything. And when you think of like a pineal gland calcifying, if you know anything about heart disease, like heart disease is so debilitating because what it does is it takes normal flexible arteries and hardens them to the point that they can't flex and move. So think of like a garden hose that's been in the sun too long. Like it doesn't have any way to move because it's so baked in position, and that's what happens to our pineal gland. So again, this is our pineal gland. When you're looking at this is the I know. Okay, so we're gonna give some love to this. This is your third eye. So even if you take and kind of roll your eyes and imagine to the center of your forehead and feel that awakening to be able to see. So imagine what you're doing is you are kind of taking, and sometimes this is another part to be able to awaken your pineal gland. And Carla, I'm glad you're in. Oteria, I'm glad you're in, because I'm talking about doing master classes potentially, or doing like kind of group, maybe like I was thinking like once a week, like I would teach a class or something. It'd probably be like 10 or 15 bucks per person, but teach a class like based on the topic that we pick and kind of talk about all this. So I've talked about like doing like a protection class. We would sit down, we would talk about, like we would make a plan to sit down and talk about like the crystals or what we need to be doing for our protection practices. So please keep that in the back of the mind, guys. And I know I started that group chat today, so if you guys are wanting that, then I want to really start talking about it so we can kind of get that going. Because I want to teach you guys how to protect yourselves. I want to teach you guys how to manifest. I want to talk about all of the stuff, okay? Because as I teach you guys, then you go out and you apply it to your life, and then you teach it to other people. That's really what it is. It's see one, do one, teach one. And as you learn and you reach out to your community and you start helping educate and teach them as well. Okay, so third eye, again, this is awakening here. So the third eye, we want it to be nice and flexible and limber. Cool. So what we may end up doing is we may end up potentially, I wonder if I can make just a private group that I could do that in as a live. I don't know how that works. Otherwise, we may do Zoom or Discord. May have to be a good meeting place for that. We'll have to talk about it. But I like Zoom and Discord because we can talk about big things without getting flagged. So, okay, third eye, and that's the other part, is in those classes we can do chakra work as a collective and help each other learn and heal. Okay, so whatever you guys are wanting, needing, please let me know so that way we can I can get that kind of coordinated and try and start figuring that out, because I love the community. I love having you ladies to be here to help support and learn and teach me, and because I learn from you guys too, and I love seeing you guys hit goals. Like, I know Gabby girl pushed herself out of her comfort limits, and I'm so fucking proud of you, girl. So yeah. Okay, Third eye. This is I know. Okay, so again, you're going to imagine kind of like on the center of your forehead. Yeah. Good. Okay, so Aaron, that is a beautiful mantra. May I use it to be able to use with the singing bowl? And we can, or you guys can say it like in your own head. And that is the other part, babies. You know what you know. Don't let people gaslight you out of your experience. You know what happened. You know what you know. You know what you saw. People trying to gaslight you, that's bullshit. And you do not need anyone else to validate you, and you do not need anyone else to believe you. You know what you know, and you speak on it. 10 toes down, even when no one else does. So, if Aaron will give me permission to use the mantra, then I will say it when I ring it. And like I say, this is third eye. We're focusing right here, babes. So, breathing into that. Okay, so we're going to take a big breath in, blow it out. I know what I know. I know I am exactly enough. I know what I know. I know I am exactly enough. And never doubt that you are in the correct place at the right time, babies. I know what I know. I know I am exactly enough. I know what I know. I know I am exactly enough. You are perfect, baby. In every way, shape, form possible where you're at. Embrace how far you have freaking come. Embrace how far you've come in the last month. Because I feel like everyone in here has had monumental progression in the last month. So look even back a month and see how far you've grown, baby. I know what I know. I know I'm exactly enough. Good. Oh my gosh. Okay. So Gabby, I know you like the video. You know the video that I just posted yesterday with the shadows on the wall? Because that for me was a soul retrieval from a few hundred years ago. Because if you look at my shadow, I look like a Victorian woman. So baby, you just unlocked a soul. You just unlocked a lifetime. Like it's going to take some bit to come in, but baby, you just hit something. You just unlocked something, and I freaking love that for you. Are you guys ready for me to do again? Okay, so we're gonna take a big breath in. Carla, how are you feeling, babes? And please, guys, get water. If you don't have water, get water, please, because you're going to want to flush your system. That's that part of it. When you are doing a lot of heavy energy work, I need you to be flushing your system. Water, breathing, resting, drinking water, meditating. Because it comes up, but it's meant to, and I need you to be so gentle with yourself when it comes up. Don't hold that pain in anymore. Spiral if you have to. Like, open up and spiral if you have to, babe. So let's do again. I know what I know. My experience is valid. And baby, the spiritual journey isn't about learning, and it's not about, like, it's about remembering who you are. Because everything you seek is encoded within you. All of your history, all of your memory, like down to the beginning of your lifetime is all encoded in you. You just need to remember it, okay? And wake up. You're not seeking knowledge. You know the knowledge. You're just waking up to it, okay? So remember, focusing here on your third eye. Thank you, baby, for the rose and the heart puff. So focusing here on that third eye, feeling it wake up. Sometimes you'll feel it vibrate. And while I say it's here, it's kind of like your actual pineal gland is buried deep, but this is where it's easier to focus. And let's also talk about that is we also, thank you for the kiss, baby. We have to remember that our chakras just aren't the front of our body. Our chakras are back. So like our vocal is also like all the way around and encompassing. And that's why sound works as well, because it goes through you, excites you at a cellular level and releases that, I'm going to say waste, because that's what stuck trauma is. It's waste. It's no longer helping us live a protective life. So as we release it, we can become lighter and freer and release and heal those traumas that were associated in keeping us stuck. Okay. Ooh, let me get your mantra again. I know what I know. I know I'm exactly enough. Okay, so big breath in. I know what I know. I know I am exactly enough. I know what I know. I know I'm exactly enough. What's got you ruffled there, Badger? I know what I know. I know I am exactly enough. Hey, man. I know. Hi, handsome. I know. Am I waking up your pineal gland too, sir? Hi, baby. Hi, handsome. Okay. Badger decided that he wanted to have an opinion. Okay, I kind of want to grab the throat chakra. Let me know if you guys want another chakra. I'll grab another bowl. I'm kind of feeling throat chakra is maybe a beneficial one to pull out right now. Okay. Yes. What else was I going to tell you? Okay, so this is something. Okay, so Carla, do you want throat chakra or do you want another one? Also, let's talk about, thank you, Gabby, for liking that. Aaron, thank you for the mantra. Thank you for the assist, girl. We're going to actually, okay, so I'm going to leave this up to everybody. We're going to, I speak clearly. So if you want to find a mantra, if you want to put your mantra in and I can put it in off of I speak. With your water, speak healing and love over your water. So when we talk to it, we say thank you for the healing, thank you for the nourishing. Yes, so Aaron, it is time to not zip it, babes. Okay, because they think silence is compliance, when in all reality, silence is violence. Okay, so Aaron, and that allows them to create the violence towards you, but it also means that you have that rage underneath. So baby, closed mouths don't get fed. It's time to tell a bitch to fuck off. Water though. I know, like, it's hard because I'm like, I'm not all love and light. Like, I am a whole bunch of love and hood, and I wish a motherfucker would. So I'll go grab the throat bowl. Honor water though, speaking healing, love, and light into it. Be like, thank you for the healing, thank you for the love. Because your water listens and it holds cellular memory too. So when you show appreciation and you speak to it and tell it, you know, thank you, I appreciate your nourishment, it gives back to you. Oh, Taria, let me know if that changes it, because you may notice, like, and also when you're going to the bathroom, if you think of it like, okay, water is helping me flush my system of any toxicity, and when I void, you also can think of like, thank you for voiding that out of my system, and really making it an integral healing process. Sometimes I feel it most, like I'll speak it in, and then when I go to pee, I'll feel almost like a burning, like my body is trying to get sick, and I'll like let it go, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I really was moving things through. And I like to talk about how because I do Reiki, right, guys? And I do a lot of energy healing. I heal really freaking fast. That's the point that you get to. So, like, this lip thing from last night, yeah. This lip thing from last night heals really fast when you do a lot of Reiki. Just like I bruised my foot the other day, didn't even realize it, but within like a matter of like hours, it was already not bruised that much. So, yes. So, Aaron, silence is violence because they think silence is compliance, and you need to tell them that they are sorely mistaken. Because, baby, you have a right to speak on your experience. If people don't like how it makes them look, that's a them problem because they shouldn't have done it. That is the biggest thing, guys. If people don't like you speaking on your experience, that's a them problem because they shouldn't have done the behavior that made you feel that way, right? You have every freaking right to share your experience. You have every freaking right to feel how you feel. You have every freaking right to ask for justice. Their silence, though, their complaint, like they're thinking it's compliance for you, babes. So, no. I mean, sometimes we do have to kind of peep. Like, I do a lot of peeping. Like, I see what happens and I note it and then I keep it for later. Okay. So, Erin, I'm going to go grab the throat chakra bowl. We're going to work through that. Carla, I know you need it. Oteria, Gabby, I know you need it too. So, let's go, babes. I know I need it because I was fighting with my ex today, so. And I have a lot to speak on that. Oh, okay. I should have probably put those other two bowls back before I grab two more bowls because, you know. Okay, so guys, we have the sacral plexus, or the sacral chakra and the throat chakra, okay? So we're going to start, I'm going to do sacral first. So sacral, this is your sex organs. This is your pelvis. This is where we hold our trauma from our childhood, right? And we want to release those burdens because they are not ours. That is the other part. You never have to apologize to your fucking abuser. Ever. You never have to apologize to your abuser. You never have to explain why you don't want to talk to them. Period. I'm never going to say if your mom was abusive that you ever have to talk to your mom again. I'm actually going to say to you, for your own mental health, you need to understand that your mom was a broken child and cut ties because she can't keep you safe and you can't keep yourself safe around her. So you never have to apologize to your abusers. Period. You never have to let them in your house. Because think of it this way, guys. If you know someone's a klepto, every time they come over, they've got sticky hands. It is your right as the homeowner and as the person that protects your domain to say, hey, you're not welcome in my house. We can meet at a coffee shop, but you're not welcome in my house. And they'll be, whoa, well, I don't have anywhere else to go. That's a you problem. Every time I let you in, you steal something. So no. So that's the other part, guys. Like, you do not ever have to feel bad for protecting yourself. Angels carry swords, right? So, angels carry swords. We are allowed to protect ourselves. And roses are the only plant, like, they're the only flower that has thorns because it's to protect their beauty. So, if people want to say you're being mean, that's too fucking bad. If they do not consider your feelings, you do not have to consider them. Sacral chakra. Okay, so this is, you're gonna feel this, like I say, kind of in the pelvic, like in the reproductive areas. So again, with this, and I think, because Ocheria, I had said, like, I feel like you feel that pain, like that tension, but it's down lower. So this is, it feeds, and it's that nourishment, that blood supply, it's that trauma right through here. Okay, so if we're having pain in our pelvic region, that's our sacral. Okay, so again, when you're feeling tension, if you feel brave enough, if it's not too intense, what you do is you feel that tension, you breathe down. Yeah. And the problem, like, not the problem, but like, I feel everyone. So that's the hard part too, is because like, I feel so many different energies from so many different people, and it gets really challenging because I'm like, I'm exhausted. Even when I'm not streaming, I have a million people attached to my energy. So yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Anyway, so you'll take that tension, and if you're brave enough, breathe into it, and then breathe a little bit deeper, because what you're going to want to do is imagine like you are creating space for that healing. And then when you release it, you have a new capacity for space in that healing. So when you feel discomfort, like I say, it's kind of being curious and breathing into that discomfort, asking what it's trying to teach you and tell you. And then, like I say, releasing it and feeling like a new expansion, almost like blowing up a balloon. You know, when you're going to blow up a balloon and it's deflated, but then you blow it up and it now reaches new capacities. It's the same with that tension within you. You know, it's like, okay, once you blow it up and then it can hold more air. And then if you go a little bit further, it gets a little bit bigger. Okay? To your comfort level. You don't ever push to the point where you're like, I can't keep doing this. I mean, I do, because I'm a freak of nature. But I'm not asking you guys to. I'm asking you to get curious about it, though, and start being, questioning. Okay, so sacral, this may bring forth feeling, like crying, and that's totally expected, normal. Give yourself grace and compassion. Okay, babes? So sacral, this is all your sexual reproductive organs. Let's go. This is I am body. Okay, so sacral is like that I am body. Okay, so I embody healthy sexual relations. I embody healthy relations. I release any trauma created by others upon my reproductive organs. I release any trauma on my reproductive organs created by others. I know I changed it, sorry guys, but I embody healing. Okay, how are you guys feeling? So, Oteria, you know how you're like, that's crazy, I can feel you. I can feel my ex-husband wants me to shut my mouth because I got a busted lip yesterday, so I can feel that too when people are mad. Okay, let me know how that feels, guys. Let me know. Gas is a great sign. I know that sounds horrible, but it's all about release, babes. That's why, okay, so I hate to burp. I, like, burping annoys me. But I also know that really is a confirmation, especially spiritually when I burp, because I hate it, and my kids hate when I burp. Yet they also know when they hear that burp, or that, like, they know that I'm right on. And I'm like, yep, well, stop playing with me, because when I start spiritually burping, nice. See, like I say, I don't love burping, and my kids especially hate burping. So that's, yeah, let it come out. Let it come out. Just like, okay, so I'm going to give you the surefire. No, not at all, babes. You know what? I'm freaking real. Have you not figured that out by yet? But one of my best friends, who I'm a matchmaker by nature, and this couple got together. They were together long term because of me. Although now I realize, like, her man was around because he wanted a chance at me. And I should have run. He was trying to be a daddy for my son, who it's messy. But anyway, the first night that they got together, she was giving him a back rub and she farted, and they were together for like 15 years. So, guys, you gotta let it fly and see how people react. Like, I'm not saying, fart in somebody's face on their first date, but if that, breaks the ice, so be it. All right. Sacral energy, again, we're releasing. Yeah. It probably, though, Erin, I think it probably feels like a party trick, but it makes you feel like a show pony. And you need to do the things that make you feel loved And if you love it, that's fine. If you don't, that's cool too. I had a dude the other day say to me, he's like, yeah, you know how your mom wouldn't care when you were barefoot and dirty? I was like, no, my mom was a control freak and treated me like a doll. So I was never allowed to be messy or get dirty or be anything other than a proper lady. So... Yes. Okay, so we're gonna do, I love it. I know, Aaron, but it's like not, okay, so triggering is a beautiful gift. I know it doesn't feel like it, but when someone triggers you, because I had another creator on here, like he and I trigger each other a while ago, and I got on his live the other day. He's like, you know, the first time I met you, he's like, I didn't like you. He's like, you triggered me. I was like, bitch, you trigger me too, but it's all in love. Because it's all helping us grow. Because when we trigger, we release layers of ourselves that no longer apply to us. So like Gabby Green, you are releasing those layers of all the people that never had any fucking right to touch your beautiful soul. Okay? And that's all of them. That has been all of them. None of them have loved you or any of us right. So let's release it, okay? And think of it this way, like you are shedding. You can either think of it as a snake, you're shedding the layers so that you can grow. Because remember, snakes, like if they do not shed all of their skin, they'll die. Because it constricts them, it makes them sick, it makes them feel bad. So when we shed the layers of people that no longer belong to us, it's because we are meant to grow into something so much bigger and more beautiful than what they perpetuate on us. So, okay, we'll do another. Yes. I'm so incredibly fucking proud too. And Aaron, I don't know if you realize you really did happen upon a community of beautiful souls looking to release. So I know I keep nailing it. That's the whole point, baby. Because you are right where you need to be, right when you need to be there, babes. You are exactly where you need to be, right when you need to be there. So let it go. In this moment, hold space for yourself to feel the big feels, to release anything that is not for you, not for us, not for the collective, because this is a collective pain, this trauma, this abuse, the people that were not meant to ever have access to our body, that's a collective scar, that's a collective wound. So release. I embody healthy sexual relationships. Okay, how are you feeling, guys? So sacral chakra, we're going to do throat chakra next. I know it's up much needed, but sacral needed some great love. Donations are greatly appreciated on Cash App, which is capital S, the Siren, capital S, the song capital L with lover. Yes, so we're going to pause for a moment and catch our breath. So, Oteria, you know what I need you to do? Take your hands and place them right here and breathe and take the feeling off of feeling lightheaded and ground back into your body. Breathe into your body. Feel, right? Drink some water. Let's get some water. Snacks help too, guys. So not like big snacks, but like sometimes when you're doing a lot of energy work, also I wouldn't eat big meals. Like for me, when I do breath work, when I do really heavy energy work, eating a big meal is not good. But definitely eating like granola bars, peanuts, fruit, snacks, something like light to be able to help integrate that. Because you will feel really light, but you'll start feeling like, oh, I feel so free. You'll feel almost buzzy and tingly. Oh, Taria, let me know if you come back down, babes. How is everybody else doing? Where's your head at? And Erin, I know that you feel like you've been overlooked and ignored. All of the women in here. Okay, so Gabby girl, remember, hands on the body, breathe, tap in. And when we're ready, we'll do some more. Okay. Carla, I'm glad you're doing good, babes. That's good. Everybody drinking the water. Oh, baby, I get stern and pushy with everybody, and then when I need to be soft, I'm soft too. But no, I bet you, are you a middle child? Are you a middle child? You had to be, you were always are you the middle only girl? Because I feel like you probably just have brothers. So of course you were naturally overlooked. Good. And that's the other part, to ground in, guys. Drinking cool water, you can drink cold water, but cool water is really good after doing Reiki sound therapy, because it does help ground you and it makes you feel instantly like, okay. Cool water, not cold. When you drink cold water, like ice water, and I came from Arizona, I love ice water, but it does really hard things to your body. It makes your body overwork, and then you're struggling. Oh, yeah. Okay, Erin, welcome to the tribe. Because we've got a bunch of the overlooked ones. That's how you connect really well, because we were all like the ones. Like my mom always bragged, because I was the youngest of 4, and she always said, oh, you had 5 parents. I'm like, I had 5 grown people that I had to go beg for help as a little girl, and then get denied, and then have to figure it out on my own. Because my siblings were all 10 to 13 years older than me. And that's the other part. My brothers were being inappropriate with me, and they were all grown. And I was a little girl, because my brothers were 12 and 13 years older. Yeah. Yeah, and boys always get the praise. And I don't love that. Because boys are treated as like the golden, the prodigal son, while the girl is treated like the helpmate. Like, we are always treated like we're disposable objects, while the men are, oh, he can do no wrong. It's like, just like my brother got all the praise, so that meant that my brother behind closed doors thought that he could get away with anything, and still does to this day. Just like my brother having gambling addiction problems, and kitty addiction problems, and corn addiction problems, and borrowing money from a single mom and never paying her back, yet getting praised for being such an upstanding citizen. It's a no for me, dog. Like, yeah. Okay. Throat chakra. So, Erin, this is for me, but this is also way big for you, babes, because I do feel all of us, but especially Erin, you have some shit you need to say. And do not ever feel bad. Remember how I said, you do not ever have to apologize to your abusers. So sometimes you really do need to open your mouth and tell people to shut the fuck up in the most loving way possible, and then remove yourself. Okay? I know I got language. That's who I am, and I don't even care about perfection anymore. Okay. Throat chakra. It is the color blue, and like I say, kind of imagine, actually, so I do want you to imagine like there is energy coming up off of the back of your neck, because I do feel that it's like, were you, and I don't mean to be, as a child, did people put their hands around your neck? And I'm not meaning to trigger, but I do feel it, like, or grabbed by the back of the neck, almost like a kitten, like kind of like that, like, I'm feeling it, so let's talk on it, okay? And then after this, I may get back into cards. So, I speak clearly. Closed mouths don't get fed. That's the other part. If people are pissing you off, unless you say something they don't know, and you don't ever have to interact with them ever again, honestly. Like, yeah. Okay, so speaking our truth. Okay. Erin, it is almost like you were divinely guided to join a group of angels. no one, I think, weren't we talking about this the last time? You don't ever lay hands on a woman or children. You don't ever lay hands on anyone, but especially women and children is a huge offense. So, all right, Aaron. I speak clearly. I communicate clearly. Yes. Aaron, my love, I'm going to say this to you. This is the point I came to in my relationship. I'm like, if I do not get out, I'm going to die in this situation. And if I'm going to die, I would rather be at my own fate, at my own hand than this man. And if you are going to fight for your life, and I know you want to, I need you to fight like you are the third monkey on the ramp and the waters are rising, baby. We need you. The world needs you. So, fight for your fucking life. Yep. Good. You are the third monkey on the ramp and the water is rising. Let's go. So speak your shit. Be messy. I communicate clearly. Yes. I communicate clearly. The most loving thing you can say to anyone else on your own behalf is no. That is a full statement. No. No, I will not let you touch me. No, I will not let you hurt me. No, you cannot do that. And Aaron, if you want, baby, I started group chat today in my TikTok collective for, I started group chat. Okay. So, throat chakra again. I communicate clearly. And right now I'm getting the image of Little Mermaid. You know when she sold her voice to Ursula? That's what it is. They've kept your voice locked within your throat. And now it's time to break the shell, baby. And release yourself from that spell. Same. Why do you think I'm Siren? And the love of the ocean, that's the other part, is Gabby's got like the siren water mermaid vibes too. And honestly, the water is unity consciousness. When they talked about the elites eating mermaids, they're not really they're not truly eating mermaids. What they're doing is eating that unity consciousness. That's why they also think it's so delicious and intoxicating, because it's a energetic, it's like an energetic unicorn that makes you feel really high. But that's also why we have to embody and embolden and thread that unity consciousness, because it's not meant to be war between any of the realms. It's meant to be, and I'm going to say it, and I said it earlier to Gabby, so the drumline reference, one band, one sound, that is truly how we're all meant to be in harmony. Yes. So, do you see how, though, when you are aligned, the universe will give you the confirmations, the little nuggets and Easter eggs to be like, hey, you remember you used to love to use your brush to sing like Ariel's a baby? Well, that was the whole point. They locked your voice inside your cage. So, Aaron, your fear of the water is because you are meant to be in the water. but you also lived lifetimes in the water where you maybe necessarily had tragic endings. And I love that this comes up because, oh gosh, do you guys see how we go into like past life shit? So Aaron, you probably are Atlantis as well. Like you probably have roots going back to Atlantis, which you won't know yet, but I bet you that that'll start coming to you heavily. Like my ex-husband can't swim at all. And I'm like, and he's terrified of the water. Yep. Have you heard of Lake Lanier? If not, I can send you it's like a haunted, like a paranormal video. Yeah. And those passings in water, though, that is your emotions. So our fear of our water and our fear of emotions, that's our fear. Like the fear of the ocean is being afraid to dive deep into our emotions because we're afraid we're going to drown. Okay, Atlantis. Okay, so Aaron, do you see all of the freaking synchronicities, baby? Because that's that, like, so I'm Atlantis as well. Just like I know moving to Atlanta, I know that all sounds hippie woo-woo, but I know moving to Atlanta was to help tap into that Atlantis because that's where we're at. So, I am here to help bring forth like that ancient knowledge. And Aaron, you're another record keeper on that too. Gabby girl, you are as well. You guys carry those Atlantean, the water unity codes. So while the ocean is terrifying, that's because you are meant to do great things in the ocean, and conditioning has taught you to fear your power. Yep. Except for Aaron, you have to keep breaking yourself open to be able to bring in love. I know that's so scary, but sometimes you really do have to go in deep because it's like, well, either I'm coming out of this, like one way or the other, I'm coming out the other side. And I mean, if you want me to say something kind of morbid, I can say it. A lot of us aren't really afraid of ending because our childhoods were so traumatic that was worse than any, like, what happened to us in our past was a far worse fate than eternal sleep ever could be. So that's that part of it too. It's like you're scared, but it's like you have already gone through so much to get to this point in life that what are you truly, like, none of us are truly afraid of dying. That's why we're all such like adrenaline junkies, because it's that whole, okay, yep. So I am not the person you want to sit next to at a funeral or any serious business, because I will say something off the cuff because, you know, Libra, we have to balance. So if you don't, like, I am the person you want to sit to next to in a serious event, because we're going to find some way to, you know, lighten it up. Nobody gets out alive. So what are we all scared of? Dance, sing, laugh, clap, because nobody's getting out of here alive. So we might as well make the most of it. And I love how Alcatraz, which, by the way, when I adopted her, she was the longest sitting shelter cat. She had been in the shelter for 2.5 years. She was born in the prison. She came, and she was practically feral. And now she sits on my lap. Feral cat. Now she's, you know, mean as hell too. Nice. Oh, Aaron. Baby. Good. Good. Okay, and that's the other thing. I need everybody to like amp their weirdness and their authenticity up, because there is way too much crazy shit going on that we need to, you know, start bringing more authenticity to the world. Okay, so I do love, like I say, that my Alcatraz decided that this was her point, that she had to come say hello. The only challenge with Alcatraz, she likes to bite. And she bites like the little, like, that's okay. She's the prison kitty. And here's the other part, guys. 2.5 years she was in isolation in a cell, in a kennel. So if Alcatraz can go from being unloved her whole entire life in a kennel to having freedom and a whole colony of love and an owner that loves her, so can you. If all Alcatraz had known her whole life was a prison cell, I mean, ironically, aptly named Alcatraz, right? If Alcatraz can find love, so can you. And it's never too late. And it's never too early. It's never too early to find love, guys. It is never too early to find love, okay? And it's never too late. So even if that's falling in love with nature and the earth and life again, because here's the biggest okay, so Aaron, if you are sad and you're looking down at the ground, I need you to look for a sign or a symbol that helps you know that you are on the right path. Or if you are looking up at the sky, actually, Gabby girl, this was the thing I wanted to give you guys. So I'm going to give you homework today. And I'm surprised Cottage Country is probably going to pop up on Twitch. But your homework is to cloud watch tonight, or to cloud watch today. Just remember when we were kids and we would just lay on the ground and watch the clouds go by, and you don't even have to cloud, like if there's no clouds in the sky, it's just watching the sky, right? Looking around, listening to the sounds. Yep. Okay. So Aaron, I love it because hearts are my sign. I see hearts everywhere. And I also know, like, on my darkest days when I'm having a hard time and I look down and I see a heart, and this happened this week too. I look down, I see a heart, and I'm like, okay. All right, universe, I see. Even though I'm having a hard time and I'm looking down at the ground, I'm finding the things that, tell me I'm on the right path. So you got it, baby. So also, like I say, I want you to do some cloud gazing today, or in the next few days if you can. Just sit and watch the clouds and let your mind doodle. Like, make dinosaurs in the air. Do you see a duck? Do you see hearts? Do you see pigs? I've seen pigs flying. I've seen foxes. I've seen all kinds of things in the sky. So, when you're sad, if you're looking down, look for your symbol. Like I say, for me, it's hearts. If I am like super down and out and all I can do is put my head down, I know that I'm going to see a million hearts everywhere. Like in the neighborhood that I moved out of, there were hearts. It was a new neighborhood. Okay. So Aaron, it's when you're ready, babe, and life happens. And we do it when we can. Nice. So I have a huge, and I might go grab it in a minute. I'll show you. And I love hearts. I love hearts everywhere. I love heart shapes. My kitten has hearts. Actually, a lot of the cats have hearts in their fur. I'll go grab my red carnelian and show you the hearts. So throat chakra, one more time. I communicate clearly my needs, wants, and desires. Yep. Okay. I communicate clearly. Thank you, Alcatraz, for assisting me in stopping that. I communicate clearly my needs, wants, and desires. I communicate clearly my needs, wants, and desires. Girl, be gentle. Okay, so I'm gonna go put those away. I'm gonna grab my heart rock. I'm gonna put these away. I'm gonna grab my heart rock really quick, and then we'll talk about it. Also, when you start speaking your truth, your voice will get stronger. Like, I know when we first start speaking our truth, like, it barely comes out and we sound fake. And that's the other part. When you start hearing other people's fakeness on the truth that you now speak, and you used to speak their fakeness, you'll call it out, because you can hear the voice difference when people are lying to you, or even to themselves. You can hear when you lie to yourself. So when you start speaking your truth, you're going to be able to hear every falsehood and everybody else's lies. Okay, babies. Give me a minute. I'm going to go put those away. I'm going to grab my heart rock. We may do some actual read. I may get back into it. We just got into sound bowls, which I love because obviously we need sound bowls and we need the healing and the love and the growth. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Let me go. I'll be right back. Nice. Aaron, that's okay. When you're ready, hey, when you're ready, your head will naturally start to look up, okay? And that's what I'm saying though, is like, yes, we always look down, but there will come a point where you start standing upright so that your crown is tall and proud. Like, I want you to, I know you're 6 foot. I want you to start standing so fucking proud and tall and strong in yourself that you imagine yourself as 9 feet tall. Like, I know I'm only 5'2", and yeah, I used to have like the hunch over neck. Now I'm like, I'm 5'2", but I stand like I'm a 8 foot dude. 'Cause you're not gonna tell me I'm not. So, yeah. And Oteria, I love seeing your videos. Girl, I love seeing you because you're just like, I'm good. I'm solid. Whether anybody else gives a fuck, I don't. And that's definitely our totem spirit call, guys. So this is my red carnelian. And even in this, like, it's got little hearts too. And that's the other thing, is like beauty. The beauty of nature is it's naturally in the stone. So red carnelian. This is the other side. And these are beautiful also for grounding and meditation. Any type of stone that's kind of like a bigger, heavier weight. Red carnelian is for, and I know I had made this recommendation to Carla for red carnelian. This is personal empowerment. So when you're doing red carnelian, it's helping you step into your personal empowerment. So like, I've had red carnelian rings and they'll break when I've stepped into like a real power point. So red carnelian for your embodiment of that personal authority, that power. And it's also that sacral energy, which, remember, we hit that really hard, which sacral is your reproductive. It's those traumas that weren't ours that were perpetuated on us. We're releasing that too. And you're stepping into that, like, I'm bold, I'm beautiful, I'm grounded. But like I say, I also love kind of bigger stones that when you're meditating, it gives you a focus point, or if you're needing to ground, it gives you a focus point to be able to drop down into. I actually have a lot of stone eggs, and my stone eggs, like one of them in particular, I always took to when I was doing my tattooing over here. So it was like I was taking my energy, my pain, my frustration, my whatever, and channeling it into that. I was holding that egg while he was tattooing so that I could take that pain and, like I say, kind of transfer the energy into something that I could put down or ground. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, Aaron, boys love rocks. Like, one of my favorite things to give a man when I meet him is a gemstone or a crystal. And boys love rocks. If you hand a gemstone or a crystal to a man, a lot of them will hold that like it's their last dying toy. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? Any crystal is a protection crystal if you have to throw it hard enough. So, you know, multi-purpose, ladies. Any crystal is a protection crystal should you have to throw it hard enough. And, Aaron, I'm going to tell you, these boys out here, the intelligence level of their dating, they should not be trying to date women. They should have a pet rock. Because they aren't that smart. Like, the shit that men have said and done to me, I'm like, You should not be dating a woman. Start with a pet rock. Start with a plant. Get a dog. Nice. Nice. So, crystals, red carnelian's a beautiful one for personal growth, embodiment. So, Oteria, I feel like red carnelian may be calling you next. And Gabby, if you want, I would get a rock. Get yourself a beautiful red carnelian ring or necklace. Or a palm stone like this. And if you guys want, I can go grab other crystals to show you because I've got them. If you want me to go grab other ones to show you ideas. Okay. Gabby girl. Ooh, okay. Remind me, like, send me a message when we get off Oteria and I'll send you that. Erin, smoky quartz. Or, moonstone. And I'll go grab some of those. Mrs. Green, I'm going to grab one. So, yes. Okay, so amethyst is your crown. So it's intuition and it helps. Yes. I'm going to run back to the restroom. I'm going to grab a few crystals while I'm back there and then I'll be right back. Yeah, no, like I say, I feel smoky quartz coming for you and like a point. I want you to look at like a point. Okay, so this is like a palm stone. I'm going to go grab a few other examples to show guys. Gabby girl, there's a specific one for you. Also, tiger's eye is really good for personal empowerment. So tiger's eye and blue tiger's eye, especially for speaking your truth. So that's also another empowerment is tiger's eye, but especially blue tiger's eye. Give me a minute. I'll go grab some more stones. And then, yeah. So BRB, thank you guys for the patience. Like I really have been bringing out all the tools, but I think it's a beautiful thing. Because definitely like helping everybody kind of heal, right? So I'll be BRB. And Erin, I don't have smoky quartz right off the bat, but I'll bring out moonstone. Girlfriend, I know you're hungry. I know. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab my water and Okay. Okay. So, points. So this is red carnelian in a point. Okay. And points have nice. Okay. Okay. Erin, I feel like there's like a turquoise piece of jewelry that's special or significant or that you're meant to have. Let me know if that resonates. So remember I said red carnelian's personal power, so point, like an obelisk or a point. Yep. I'm feeling it heavy, like almost like a bolo, like a turquoise bolo. Yeah, there's something important there. So if you have a piece of that, I need you to sit with it today. So red carnelian and personal empowerment, channeling, that's a point. Carla, these are beautiful for working with animals because these are super grounding and they are good for massaging animals. And I know this because one of my kitties, he loves palm stones. So this one right here is obsidian snowflake, I'm pretty sure. And this helps with negative energy, but I'm just bringing out the various shapes and different ones to show. I am kind of like I am kind of like Ariel. If you ever see, I have a huge Ariel on my forearm over here, but I'm like gizmos and gadgets aplenty. I am like Ariel. I've got all the toys. Okay, so snowflake obsidian, like I say, these are good for using for animal massage, for animal, like just petting them. It's very soothing. It kind of has like a weight to it. These are also a lot of what I use for meditation as well. This is a rose quartz spiral, and rose quartz is self-love. It's also Venus energy. So rose quartz is like love, self-love, Venus, tapping into that side of love, beauty, and all that jazz. So this is rose quartz, and like I say, this is a spiral. And then so Erin, this is the one that I was talking about, Bibs. This is moonstone. Okay? And this helps channel intuition. Like, look at the freaking color alone. Like, so this is moonstone. This helps with intuition, helping you see into those muddy, kind of murky situations. So, like, especially with this moonstone, what I love to do, and I love because it's fiery, right? And look at all the different color. Yeah. Okay. So, I love to take mine because it's polished and rub it, like I say, kind of against that third eye spot to help open any unseen doors that I might not be seeing. Okay? And remember how I said, like, I want to consider doing, like, a class? Like, this is, like, the kind of class we would talk about is, like, if you want to do crystals, we would talk about all the crystals and all of that jazz, healing, protection, any of that. Okay, so this is like kind of, if we were to be doing classes, this is where we're getting to. Okay, Gabby girl, I know I saved you for last, babes, but because yours is kind of a cool one that I'm going to recommend to you, you are going to have to look it up on Amazon because it's not going to be as easy to find. And I'm going to give you the lore, and I don't know if it's, hey, Abel, be nice. Abel. Okay, sorry, we got, Oteria, I did have one out. Yeah, no, but I think before I left, I was giving you a recommendation for one. Yeah, no, I was telling you red carnelian. Oteria. So this was red carnelian. But that heart I had was red carnelian, and I recommended getting a ring or a necklace in red carnelian. And, like I say, Erin, I would suggest moonstone. And you said you have some unpolished, so moonstone is a good one for you. And then, Gabby girl. So, Mexican blood jasper. You can find, and I recommended some to Carla on TikTok shop. I found her like a cute little, I don't remember what it was, but it was something red carnelian on the TikTok shop. So, Gabby girl, this is Mexican blood jasper. And the lore is that if someone's doing work on you, it will turn red completely, and when it's broken, it will turn, like when that work that they're doing on you, instead of being completely blood red, it will turn green all the way, supposedly. So I would suggest, like I say, Mexican blood jasper for you. It's kind of a cool little stone, but this is one you definitely are going to have to find on Amazon or Etsy for a piece. This is just a bigger piece, but yeah. If you want, I'll remind me and I can send that to you as well. All right, girls, what do you think? Where are we at? How you feeling? More questions, or are you happy? Happy with that? Very cool. Erin, where are you, baby? In the country. Oh, shit. Okay, so I have this normally in my tarot tray. So I can't, like, I've even got, so like paper money for, you know, bringing in abundance. But then let's look at this as well, because we do have in here kind of like an amethyst feel. Malachite. Jasper. And clear quartz. So, and keys, because I'm always going to be a daughter of Hecate. Oh yeah, no, girl, Denver is going to be a primo place for freaking hippie, for crystal shops. It's a challenge where I live, because I live in the Bible Belt, but this is not where I started out. Of course, my spiritual journey didn't actually start until I moved to the Bible Belt, so I'm hosed. Like, great. Like, this is how divine uses you. They'll take you and put you in the worst, most corrupt place and wake you up to a spiritual awakening to realize that you're not like all the other ones. So, very cool. Oh, and to show you where I started on my spiritual journey. Like, look at that bad boy right there. Like, that's how far I've come, guys, in 4 years. I don't even look like the same woman anymore. So. Okay. All right. Actually, I'm going to sit down. Okay. Nice. That's another thing I don't love about living in the South. I'm like, freaking weed is medicine. It is not. And the only reason they tax it like this, because they know it heals. Like, you ever notice that they perpetuate the things that are harmful, aka alcohol, and demonize the things that will help you heal? Because, like, weed is plant medicine. And I will forever trust, like, plants over, whatever they're putting out. I love Alcatraz is like, hey, she's like Eminem, Slim Shady. Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Okay, let's get okay. It feels like that, my meatball. Oh, what was the stupid song? My meatball rolled off the table and onto the floor. This is what this is giving me right now. Please tell me you all know what song I'm talking about, right? Maybe not. I'm gonna find it later. Oh, goodness. All right. Okay. So we have Tower, 5 of Coins, and the Star. Okay, so Tower, I want all of you, because I know you all have been in this situation. Do not fear the Tower, because all of us have been locked in the Tower our whole lives. So when the Tower falls, imagine like we are riding down to the bottom and we get released. Tangled. Really, Tower is tangled. Feel it. It's be like, you know what? Once we're released from that tower, we can go see the lights. Yeah. So do not fear when things fall apart, because it's going to set you free. Woo.
It's my anxiety. Somebody's watching me. It's my anxiety.